So I'm sure you've experienced this in your life. I definitely have, where you just have the Midas touch sometimes. You just show up and everything is just effortless. It falls into place. The money, the clients, the health, the relationships, it all just goes ding, 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 right? It's like you do nothing and you move the world. And I'm sure you've experienced, as I have, I'm an addict of this. I'm a recovering addict where you're just trying hard, right? You're hustling and you just think, okay, well, I have to figure this thing out. And then if it's just that one thing, if I figure that thing out and I'll put an effort, just like I'll do these linear steps and that will cause the effect that I want. And this seems to only work up until a certain point in your spiritual evolution. There's a certain point in awakening where your soul goes, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing hard work. I'm not doing cause and effect. In fact, cause and effect isn't even real. And you're going to learn that. And I'm going to take everything away from you until you just learn to just have fun and follow your heart and do what you enjoy and see what happens. So for me, this has been a very, very long journey in discovering this. And these days, I assist people in actually making that transformation. And I've gotten pretty adept at navigating this terrain for other people. It's not always easy to see in myself, but with others, I see it. And I'll tell you a story of when this happened recently with someone I met. A friend of mine came to me, and he was really struggling financially. He was really looking for a job. He was actually a computer programmer, and he had recently lost a job or finances, and he was just like really wanting to get a new job. So he was making one application after the other, and interviews were going, but he was getting no callbacks. And this was just going on week after week after week, month after month. And he was getting to the point of just desperation and just really, really struggling with this. And he came over for tea. I invited him over. I was like, dude, come over. Like, we'll talk. I think I can help you solve this. So we talked, and he just kept on telling me how bad it was and how he was just struggling. And, it just came back down to like him just saying, okay, if I just put my nose to the grindstone, I know something will turn around, but, it just feels pretty hopeless. And so I, of course, disagreed with him open-heartedly. And he listened, because it took some time, but I was like, bro, you don't need to keep pushing. You just need to stop. You need to go play. He's like, for a day? Well, maybe I could do a day. I'm like, no, like stop. Like just stop and go and enjoy your life and just let it come to you. And you'll see it'll all turn around. Eventually, he took a whole week off. He just went hiking every single day. And lo and behold, he got like an amazing job, an amazing position in a company that paid him way more money than he earned in his previous job and position. And he got to kind of like be his own boss. And he was even like offered a promotion or on a way to a promotion very rapidly by the lead manager there very quickly. And it was just perfectly in sync with like his rhythm and his life. And it all happened from that energetic shift that he took. So what are we talking about when we look at these principles? We're talking about that there's a difference between what happens in the three-dimensional world and this object of physical objects, this world of physical objects and seeming cause and effect, and the energy world. In the energy world, the only thing that actually matters is your alignment. And the truth that constantly comes back to for me, as I've learned from one of my favorite teachers, Kim Duramo, is that the people, the clients, the opportunities, right, the lovers, the friends, the money that is looking for you, it's already looking for you, okay? You couldn't make it come if you tried, right? That's very, very important to know. There's nothing you can do, really, on that tangible, physical level. The only thing that matters is your energetic alignment, meaning how much in joy are you? Are you enjoying your life? Are you a frequency match for that thing that you were looking to get? Okay, it's already looking for you. You couldn't make it come even if you tried. There's no amount of like salesmanship or doing or stress or focus or the master planning that you could concoct to force something into existence. The only thing you can do is become a frequency match for it. And by becoming a frequency match for it, I mean doing the things that you enjoy, doing the things that were just opening you up to alignment of like, wow, life is already good right now. It's an amazing paradise for me to play in this body and in this life. And then when you step into that, well, the other thing doesn't even matter, right? It's like, it's good already. And then all these things begin to appear, and then they come. Now, of course, this can be a trap because it can become another strategy that your mind imposes. And this is where the learning experiences come in, because it's nuanced of like, okay, well, I'll just do this to make money and make things happen. No, that won't work either. There's a balance between, if you let go too much, you give up. Okay. If you surrender too much, you give up completely. If you do too much, then you're holding on way too tight. The balance comes in when you're constantly focused on enjoying your life and making your stillness and your peace and your inspiration your priority, right? And then doing the things that come to you. Doing the things that come to you, because whatever will come to you will come to you, right? The perfect plan, you can't pull it and pluck it out of the ether, but when you're in a right state of consciousness, it will just come. It will just come and be like, that's what we're going to do. And there's the alignment, right? The perfect person that you're supposed to meet, you just get the download. Go here now for a walk, or to this coffee shop, boom, or this seminar, or this conference, or plan this trip, and it's going to happen. Right? Like for months now, I've had this download of like, organize a trip to go hiking in Switzerland for people, and I just did it. Like, it just feels like it's a vibratory action. It feels awesome. There's a link down to that below, by the way, if you want to come hiking in Switzerland with me. So that's it. It's really that simple. Everything that you're looking for is already looking for you. And there's nothing you can do to make it come to you. There's nothing that you can do. You couldn't make it come if you tried. The only thing that really matters is your alignment with it and your energetic alignment. And man, I have to tell you how many times I have forgotten this, and I've struggled for weeks or months to make something happen in stress and anxiety, only to come to this point of like, okay, I'll go out and prioritize my wellness, right? And the way this looks like is you flip it on its head. Like very often, I've had videos I wanted to make, things I wanted to put out there, communications, and I would just struggle on the computer like, just nothing's coming out right. And eventually I would just force it and just spend hours creating it and put it out there, and like nothing would come out of it. Just nothing. It would just be so frustrating. And in my mind, I'd be like, well, maybe if I said this thing or this thing differently, maybe I need this course. I need to learn how to become a better copywriter or something. And it's just this endless. And most people live their lives like this. Where instead, if I go, okay, the only thing that matters is my alignment and my joy. I'll start my day with that meditation. I'll look at that mind movie I created. I'll go for the walk that I want to go on. I'll forget everything. And then I'm just in the state. And eventually the thing that I want to create just comes, and it just takes a few minutes, and it's way more powerful, and it's way more energetically aligned than anything I could have forced out of myself. And that thing actually takes on we're getting energetic here. We'll take on the energetic imprint of that state that you were in. So if you were in joy, if you were in gratitude, if you were just in rapture, and you create something and you put it out to people, using my context here, it's going to have a very different effect on people, right? I've noticed like the videos I put out where I'm like putting a lot of effort and it doesn't just do anything. But when I'm just like showing up in my joy going, hey, how's it going? Like tons of comments come, and like the cool connections come. Sometimes clients come into my business because there's just that felt sense of connection with the divine that's penetrates all matter and space and time. And so imagine for a moment, as you perhaps even close your eyes in this moment, that all the opportunities, all the people, all the friendships and connections that you need to make, and the synchronicities even, to make the thing happen that your soul is yearning for, they're already there. They're already looking for you. There's nothing you need to do or can do to make those things happen. The only thing that's required of you is to be connected to yourself on a daily basis, and they'll just show up for you. Imagine that would be your life, that would be your work. and that this can be your priority and your only priority, what would that life be like? What it would be like if you just woke up in the morning and put your hand on your heart and asked, what would bring joy and abundance and prosperity into my life today? And you might have a whole bunch of things to do, but they might feel heavy. And there might be this one thing of like, just do this cool thing. And then for the most of my life, I would just resist that thing. Yeah, but I got all the other things to do. This thing doesn't, I'll do that when these things get done, because then I can relax. It doesn't work. It's usually when I flip the script and be like, okay, I'll start with that. Then all of a sudden, all those other things didn't even matter anymore. And this thing opens up a whole other opportunities and movements and connections and inspiration. And the synchronicities then come, then the people come, then the connections come, then the leads come in, the fluidity starts to appear. And it's so much more effortless than my previous way of being that I was trying to force things through. That's how you do it in a nutshell. This is a process. It really requires awareness and listening. Awareness, because you've got to watch yourself. Like, if you're not aware of this will just be happening all the time and it'll just pass you by. And maybe you're just somebody that's kind of naturally in this space, or you flip-flop between it and it's not a big deal. But when things really grind to a halt, when things get really tense, that's really your signpost from life, almost like a little warning sign or an indicator light for you to start paying attention to this, that the way you're moving is out of contraction and it's not out of alignment with your true nature. It's a signpost for you to start listening deeper to what actually wants to happen. I recently have a friend that, if you're watching this, you know who you are, who I'm kind of coaching. And it's been a difficult process because she's this incredible creative being. And I just see her as this like ray of light that can just manifest and move mountains and create wealth out of thin air. But for like a long time now, she's been really hanging on to like effort and just doing things in a hard way. And I'd say, like, maybe you could just do this easy thing. And she'd be like, no, I've got to create like this hard process and go through this thing for 3 months. And this is what's going to give me the outcome. And I go, okay, like, I'll let you do that thing. We'll talk in 3 months. Of course, sure enough, that thing like came through. She was creating like some kind of marketing campaign that just didn't even work out for her business at all. And she's at this point of just like, it's not working. I'm like, yes, because you're not listening to you. Like, this could be so much easier than you think you can, than you've ever thought, if you just move from that place of divine inspiration instead of trying to concoct something and plan it out for 3 months and force it out into existence. And so she's starting to get it and to relax back into it. And we all go through this process. We have to kind of sometimes fall into this delusion that life works in this like physical cause and effect way. And if we double down on our efforts, it's just going to create more success. And it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I can have this bottle here, and believe that like, this is a kombucha brand. Let's pretend I own this kombucha business and I want to sell thousands and thousands of these. Well, what would the mind say? Well, I've got to really double down and call all these distributors, and once I call them all, and tell them how amazing the product is and how awesome it is, and get enough contracts, then I'll sell a crap load of kombucha all over the world. Sure, could work, and that could be part of the process, but more often than not, it doesn't work that way. It's like I could just go into the state and enjoy my life. And if that's my passion, making kombucha, just be in that passion as much as I can. And sure enough, the right people will just show up. And more often than not, if I do it the former way, if you do it the way with effort, you might sell a lot of kombucha, but it will probably come with a lot of side effects. Maybe the people you've aligned yourself with, will screw you over, or there'll be surprise expenses that just show up, or some crazy random thing that takes effort and money that will just deplete you. But if you move the other way, it might sometimes even feel like it's moving slower, but it will create actual fulfillment in your life. It will create actual abundance, serendipity, and synchronicity. And you move in a way that's way more easeful. There'll be actually less expenses. Like expenses might just move away from your life. There'll be more alignment. That's the way this works. Whatever you actually allow in your life and in your body energetically, it's what expands. If I move into effort, the only thing that's going to happen is more effort. If I move into allowing and following joy and passion as the indicator, then that's going to expand. Now, there's a caveat here that I want to explore, and I know this is getting into a long video, but I'm just super passionate about this stuff. And that's like, when do you actually work hard? When do you actually really double down and go for it? Because there'll be times you're like, whoa, I really want to make this, and it's going to take days or weeks or months to make this thing. When you feel that, when you're like, yes, I want to do it, oh, that's when you lean in. I remember once I made a documentary. It took me 6 months and my team for us to make it, but it was effortless because from day one, the inspiration was so there. It was like, boom, this is going to be a life-changing, world-shifting documentary. It's going to affect millions of people's lives, and it did. And you're going to do it. And, you know, there were challenges throughout that process. Making a documentary and a movie is hard work. And we did it all together as a team. But for me personally, I was just like the source of this project in terms of the inspiration and the fuel. I just kept on like pushing everybody and just lifting everybody up, like, we're doing this. It's going to be so awesome. I could feel the finished product, and every single little challenge on the way was just like, okay, this is our opportunity to lean in and really show God and the universe our devotion to this project. And this is so juicy and it's so fun. And to just be in the joy of creating this thing. Let's do this. That's when you do that. It's when it's clear that you really want to do it. It's the same thing. You have to listen, and then things become way easier. You don't have to work hard. Life doesn't have to be this like hustle and grind. And especially when it comes to business, and especially when it comes to the type of business that I'm in, if you're a coach or you're in the healing work or transformation in any way, or education, where you're building the new earth in some shape or form, you're working in the realm of ideas and concepts that don't really apply to the physical, tangible world as much. If I'm selling you a bottle of kombucha, it's kind of simple. Okay, here's $5. Here's your kombucha. Here's what it'll do for you, right? It's got some green tea in it. It's gonna help your digestion. But when it comes to transformation, when it comes to connecting with people in the world of healing and in the realms of shifting your mind and shifting your life, it's sometimes can seem intangible. And then we bring our very 3D world into that world of like, let me sell you this coaching package or this thing. It doesn't work because that's all in the realm of the mind and 3D and linear processes. People just need to feel you when it comes to this other type of work. They need to connect with you. And the way they connect with you is by you first being connected to yourself. You've got to be in a place of connection. You have to actually be the receiver in your life, meaning making your life making your life awesome as much as you can every single day, religiously. And then things actually happen. I can't tell you how much of time and money I've wasted trying to force results in my business. And every single time I just lean back and start to just enjoy my life again, things start to move forward, because there's no other way they can't. Because when you enjoy your life, other people want to enjoy it with you. It's contagious. So that's it for today, guys, in this video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you want more, please subscribe. There's a link down below. There's a trip coming up in the iconic mountains of Switzerland. Check that link out down below. There's also a trip in Greece, a sailing trip. If you want to come sailing with me in Greece, we're organizing a 2-week or a month-long adventure in Greece, where I will be your captain, and we're going to be sailing from one epic, majestic island to another, having loads of fun. So check that out. And if you just want to connect with me and get some help, then the link is down below as well. Wow, there's a lot of things going on. It's all down below. See you in the next video. Ciao.